Well, hello there. It's Mike from Revolutionary Media Group, solutions for all of your audio, video, web, email, and mobile marketing needs. This tutorial is about Mailchimp, and it's on one very simple but very crucial aspect of Mailchimp: how to get contacts into your Mailchimp account. There are a number of ways. Obviously, you log in. This is the first screen you're going to see. An amazingly successful client, as you see right there, with 90% open rate, which is just sickly off the charts, and 71% click-through rate, which slightly exceeds the industry average of 2%. Very proud of this client, so we're going to use their account here. And these are some of the lists that are already in here. There's a number of ways to get your list or your contacts in. Obviously, you come up here to lists, and you can create a list. And so let's do that. Let's just pretend that we are going to create a new one, and we're going to give it a name called Test List. And we're going to say that this is from Mike Test, and Mike Test at test.com is a good, sorry, I messed that up. So it's Mike Test at test.com. And we'll use the default name of Mike Test. Now, obviously, you want your specific business name, or your name, preferably somebody that the list member will know, and an email account that is familiar to them. You could always use no reply at yoururl.com if you want. Obviously, I created this as a test list. You're going to give them something specific, like you went to a landing page of mine and it is this one, or really be specific here. You don't want to have high spam rates, so always be as specific as you can. Okay, obviously make sure your contact information is correct and hit save. Oh, interestingly enough, they are not going to let me use that, so that's funny. Fine then. Okay, so once you have your list created, you can pick any. All right, so once you create your list, you can add subscribers individually, or you can import an entire Excel file. I'm going to show you both screens briefly here. So let's pick, hopefully it'll let me use test.com. I'm not so sure it's gonna. Mike at test2.com. Mike is going to be the first name of the person we're gonna put in there, and test2 is my last name. You always want to make sure that you have permission to email people. Otherwise, again, you're going to have a high spam rate. Nobody wants that. And so ideally, you're bringing people in from another system. Either right now you're doing the antiquated Gmail, mass Gmail approach, or you previously used iContact or Constant Contact or something, and maybe I've convinced you to come over to Mailchimp, whatever. So if this is a brand new contact, you don't want to click this. So that is how you can do the slow and low way of adding in a subscriber one at a time. Say you have an existing list, you just want to add one new member to it. You have a new customer or whatever. That would be the way to do them one at a time. If you want to put in a whole Excel sheet all at once, well, I guess you have that choice, but you also can copy and paste from even a Word document if that's the case. And then obviously, if you use Google Contacts, Salesforce, HighRise, or Zendesk, you can use their migration tool right there. So I'm going to show you the way to bring in a CSV file. That's usually the way that people will have their database in a Excel file. And very few people I run into use TXT files, but sometimes you have to export as a TXT. So if you are using Excel and you have it saved as an XLS file format for Excel, you want to make sure you go in and save it as a CSV, a comma separated value file, and then hit next. Okay, so here is my dummylist.csv, and now I am ready to mark that box right there, which just says that your plan may go up in price every month if you're uploading a significant number of contacts that pushes you over, a certain, price break threshold. So obviously, you know, it's probably worth it to you. So, but be advised, your cost per month may rise. And so now you want to map your fields based on the sheet that you just, you know, uploaded. So you want to make sure that that right there, that is my name. I'm going to change that to first name. And I'm going to change this one to last name to match, you know, the spreadsheet I just uploaded. And that is an email field, no problem. I'm going to change this one to title. And if there isn't a title, you just go ahead and make a new column name for that. And this is phone number. And so again, I'm going to have to create a new column name. No problem. This is going to be a phone right there. So that's the field type. And I'm going to save that. And now it looks pretty good. First name, last name. So make sure when you're making your CSV, you have your data all, you know, perfectly aligned so that when you're mapping out these fields, it'll map out perfectly. Don't have, you know, things mixed and matched and so forth. All right, so once you're sure that you got that all correct, hit next, and now we can import. You know, this will take 2 seconds because I only have 2 test customer records in here. Obviously, you go ahead and read through these choices right here, but usually you just stick with the default. And away we go. Now, obviously, if you have 100,000 emails, you're probably not using Mailchimp anyway. But if you decide to, no problem. It can handle it. It's gonna take a little while, and you might even have to go and have a bite and get a notification email that your list was successfully imported. Obviously, I only have 2 records in here, but this is what it looks like when it's done. So now I have my brand new test list. And I can go in and I can unsubscribe them. I can make segments. I can do all sorts of fun things. I can even you know, later on, I can all right, so obviously, if you have 100,000 emails that you're uploading, it could take a half hour, an hour, or even a few hours. Probably you're not going to be using Mailchimp if you have that many customers anyway. But let's say you do. Mailchimp can certainly handle it. You'll be paying top dollar for it. I would suggest you probably move up into an Infusionsoft or a more robust system solution anyway. At that point, I only had 2 customer records in my little dummy list here, so no big deal. It only took a second. Obviously, you have choices of what to do with this list once you import it. And so you can read through that. It's all pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, here is where you could add more subscribers or customer records to this list later on. So that is how you upload a list to Mailchimp for more effective email marketing strategy and execution for your existing customers as well as your prospects. As always, if you have any questions regarding this or any other marketing-related endeavor, please dial me up directly at 312-725-8017 or hit me up via email at mike@revolutionarymedia.com, and I would be more than happy to help you. Happy Mailchimpin'!